All right, welcome back to the channel. Look, today is going to be a special episode, strictly the raccoon roundup. We are going to set out every raccoon trap that I have, which I think is upwards of 10, 12, I don't know how many, at least 10 of them. And we're going to see just how many raccoons we can catch in 24 hours, okay? So I'm going to set them out. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. I'm finna get started setting them out. I'm gonna show you how I set out one. Once you see one, you've seen them all. It ain't about necessarily how particular the setup is, but we are looking for numbers today. Tonight. We are trying to catch as many raccoons as we possibly can because I've been hunting and I've been seeing them everywhere and they're getting on my nerves. They're eating up all my stuff. And so we're trying to eradicate them bad boys, all right? So our goal is a minimum of 5, which would be roughly 50%. You know, I got like 10 or 12 traps. We're gonna try to catch 5 in one night. Y'all stick around and see if we can make it happen. All right, but before we get into all the catching part of it, I'm gonna show y'all how I set up my raccoon traps. And these are just handhold traps where they stick their hand in trying to catch food and it sets off, it holds their hand in there, doesn't break it or hurt it or anything, just holds them there like some handcuffs, you know what I'm saying? Until I can get there and get the raccoon. So anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna show y'all how I do mine. Everybody does it differently. I know some people put golf balls in there, some people use corn, some people use cat food, some people use lure, all this, that, and the other, marshmallows, whatever. There's so many different ways that you can do this. Me personally, I'm a simple kind of guy, okay? I use a handful of corn, a handful of cat food, and a little Hall Baker's raccoon lure. That's it, all right? So I'm gonna set one trap and show y'all how I do it. And then I'm gonna continue on this afternoon setting about, I think we got 10 traps at least, maybe 11 or 12, I don't know. But I also have 2 cage style traps where they have to walk in there and step on the lever and the door shuts kind of thing. I'm gonna show y'all how I set those up as well. I don't really like those. They're not near as successful as these handhold kind are. So I only have 2 of those and I can't stand them, but I'll show y'all how I set those up as well. All right. Here we go. Check it out. All right, so I try to keep my setup just as simple as absolutely possible. So I use about a 50-50 mix with cat food and corn, deer corn, whatever kind of corn you want to call it. Whole kernel in the bag, 50-pound bags. Anyway, so I do a 50-50 mix, and then I try to get the inside of that dude about the same. 50-50 mix with cat food and corn, and then I take this Hall Baker's raccoon lure. It's just a little old 1 ounce bottle. And you just take a little old twig. It don't take much. Like I would take, let me show you. Take a little old twig like that right there and just run it around in there and get just a little bit on there. And just throw that down in the hole. That's what that is on the outside of that. I got a little bit on the outside of it. And this stuff does not, it don't stink. It smells real sweet because raccoons like sweet smelling like berries and fruit, that kind of thing. You can even use marshmallows and things like that, or chocolate syrup sometimes, you know. And a lot of people will take a golf ball and put on the top of it, maybe squirt a little chocolate syrup on top of the golf ball. That's usually if they have a problem with mice getting in their traps and stuff and setting them off with mice, you know. I don't really particularly have that problem here, and usually, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but usually I'll catch the raccoons faster than the mice can find it. So I have seen, I'm on a power line here where I deer hunt at, and I've seen a ton of raccoons here over the last 4 or 5 days. I'm talking, I got a motion camera up the way there, up the hill there, and I have gotten upwards of 5 to 7 raccoons in one frame before. So that's last week. So I feel very confident. I got a trap here. I got there, of course, there's a little creek. I got a trap there, and then over the hill, there's another little creek down there. I got 2 more traps. So that's 6 traps on this one power line right here. And then we're fixing to head to another area and set out, I think, 5 more of these type traps, and then 4 of the cage type traps. And I'll show y'all how I set up those cage type traps. I can't even talk. But I'll show y'all how to set those up as well, and that'll give us a grand total of 6 of these plus 5 more. That's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 raccoon traps tonight. So I had way more than I thought. Y'all, son, we are fixing to absolutely, hopefully, destroy the raccoons tonight. We're gonna see just how many we can catch. We'll have about 15 traps, most I've ever had out one night at one time. So y'all stay tuned and y'all help us count how many doggone raccoons we can catch in one night. Here we go. All right, so here's one of my cage traps, and I just got it propped open, got a few limbs set over top of it. And for bait, I just used peanut butter and a Pop-Tart. Broke it in half, because like I say, they like sweet stuff, okay? And I put the peanut butter, I just smeared the peanut butter right on the paddle that triggers the door and stuck the Pop-Tarts in the peanut butter so that the raccoon has to go in there for one, and he has to get on that paddle, which is gonna trigger the door. You wanna put your bait in a manner that is gonna force him to step on that paddle and shut the door. I mean, you can't just willy-nilly throw your bait in there or whatever, because raccoons are really smart. They will stick their hands through that cage and get you, like if I threw cat food in there, little marshmallows or something in there, they'd reach their little paws through that cage right there, and they would get your bait and maybe trigger the door, but they'd be on the outside of the cage. So they're really, really smart when it comes to these cage traps, and they're hard to catch in them. That's why I don't necessarily like them. But like I say, we own a raccoon extravaganza tonight, so we're trying to catch all of them we can. And the reason I chose to put this one here, although there is a little bit of water, but that's from the rain, is because I had my coyote trap, which I caught a coyote and a fox out of this set right here. But as you can see, I was just messing around. Since it was wet, full of water and all that stuff, I triggered it with that stick right there. But I had my motion camera over that set right there trying to catch coyotes, and I had 3 or 4 different raccoons in one night come by this thing. I had it on video mode, and I had them come by this set right here. I think it was upwards of 4 raccoons. So I know that they're in this area, walking up down this old nasty muddy logging road and stuff like that. And I got a creek over there that kind of separates this area from the pasture. So I do have a creek in the area, but it's just a little simple setup. It may work, may not. I've had success with it before. And sometimes I'll take marshmallows and stick them to the peanut butter. But you need something sweet. Like I say, they like sweet stuff, and you want to kind of put a little bit of camouflage over these cages, and that's going to make them want to go inside there also, and you have a better chance of catching them that way. Again, you want them to have to step on that paddle, which is going to trigger the door to shut, and you'll be way more successful. All right, next time y'all hear from me or see from me in this video, it'll be tomorrow morning, going around checking all these 15 traps. We're going to see just how many raccoons we can catch in one single night. Stand by. Well, look, y'all, we done went and checked 5 of the traps. Come up empty-handed. Come over to the next property. We got, how many traps we got over here?
4, 5.
5 more traps over here. First one we come to, got that old trash panda. Look at that. Big old healthy joker too. And look at that. He greedy. Look. He got both front paws off in that thing. How you do that? All right, we're going to get this one taken care of. We had one over here, and I don't know what happened there, but
He dug it up out of here.
He dug it out of the ground and dumped the goodies out. But so we missed him there. That's why you always set 2 of them. Double sets. So we missed him there, but we got him there. All right, we're going to get him taken care of, and we'll holler at y'all at the next trap.
Brian went in HD.
You stop it.
He not happy. He not happy.
What you stop? Both hands off in the cookie jar. Can't do nothing.
Greedy coon.
Let go. Oh. Stop biting it. One way or another. Oh! I hit the trigger with my thumb.
You doofus.
Quit biting it. Oh my goodness, stop.
I just wondered what I was going to do for comedy today.
Oh, that's a bit close to my hand.
Need some help. big boy.
Yep. All right. We done made it to the creeks back here. Got us another raccoonie. Look at it. Oh yeah. Doing our little raccoon roundup. And it's working. Look at that. Yeah. Then found another one with the hand in the cookie jar. No, that's the second one because there's your live trap right there.
Yeah, it's live trap. That's the second one. Those one's over there. This is what I deal with.
I'm gonna run you over.
I better go. He will run me over. This way, Pudding Bear.